Folks, welcome to the second class about AI skill. So previously, I open sourced the bank reconciliation skills with everybody. So let's take a deep dive into the skill folder and look at what is made up this bank reconciliation skill. First of all, just like we discussed, it contains a markdown file, skill.md, which is the markdown file. And this file includes instructions from me to a large language model on what to do. And also, you see, like this skill actually included a script. This is a Python script storing all the reconciliation logic. So large language models, when it works behind the scenes, they don't have to come up and build the Python logic themselves. They can directly use the Python logic I built. With this being said, let's take a look at a skill.md file and look at what's inside. First of all, it has descriptions and basically telling large language models what this does. And also, you see here is the workflows. And it clearly lists out the workflow step by step for the large language model. So when large language model agent works behind the scenes, it's going to follow these steps. So that way I know I can regulate large language models to behave in a way like this. And also I regulated the output of the workbook as well. So the workbook needs to include the summary tab, reconciliation results tab, unreconciled bank tab, and unreconciled GL tab. And also I already provided the command for large language models to run the script logic, right? So this is why the use of skill costs very few tokens, because large language models does not need to come up with all those things on its own. So it can essentially just follow the instructions I provide. And also the matching logic I provided to the large language models in here, and also with my notes. This is essentially bank reconciliation skills skill.md file. With this being said, let me show you how quickly you can install bank reconciliation skills onto your Codex, Gemini CLI, or ClaudeCode. Now we understand what makes up the bank recon skill. Let's install it. I'm going to use Codex as an example. So Codex, essentially after you install Codex, it has both Mac version and Windows version. So install the proper version on your machine. You will see here there's a skills selection, and those are the skills you currently installed on your local machine. So I have a number of skills I previously installed myself. But you can tell there is no bank reconciliation skill. In this demonstration, I'm going to show you how to quickly install the bank reconciliation skill. If you look at it carefully here, you will see the installation of the skill is also written as a skill, right? So essentially, OpenAI is going to use this skill installer skill to install the bank recon skill. With that being said, let's go ahead and try it. I will simply tell Codex install the bank recon skill from, and I will pass my GitHub URL into Codex and just directly send it. And see, it determined it can use the skill installer skill for this. So it's basically install the skill at my local drive here and call it bank recon. With this being said, I can restart the Codex to pick up the new skill. So let me just close this and restart it again. Now you see this bank account skill is showing up in my installed list. So I previously disabled this skill, so it still remembered my disablement. So here, all I need to do is to enable it again. And with this, now you don't see it grayed out. Now the bank recon skills is added to my Codex fully. So let's go ahead and give it a try. To use the skill, simply type the backslash and then find the skill we just installed, which is bank recon. And for me, all I need to do is to drag the PDF and GL data Excel in here. And I don't have to give instructions anymore because all the instructions are already included in the skill. But sometimes the skill allow you to give a dynamic input such as a reconciliation threshold, right? So here I will say use $1 recon threshold. And let's go ahead, send it to Codex and see how fast it can complete this bank reconciliation between a direct PDF and a GL data. And also let's observe this folder, right? Let's see, it first extracted the bank statements, all the transactions within the bank statements, and then it complete the bank recon in an input file. So the whole thing is worked for like 36 seconds. And honestly, the example I have here is fairly complex. I have many one-to-many and many-to-many transaction matches, and also the amounts are not exactly the same. It has some like minor differences. So it's really hard for any real person to perform this bank reconciliation. But with AI agent, it can really do it very fast, especially when you write up a skill like this. So let's take a look at the output. And you can tell it basically performed all those matches 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4 matches, and group matches means many to many matches as well, right? So this is how powerful a skill is, and you can install the skills onto Codex as well as ClaudeCode and Gemini CLI as well. With this being said, my last piece of advice to you is please do not install other people's skill randomly, right? Especially when you don't know that person, if you don't recognize that organization publishing those skills, don't automatically try those skills because there might be some malicious code included in those skills, so that might represent a cybersecurity threat. So only install other people's skills if you can really trust that person. Otherwise, don't randomly install other people's skill. And in the next class, I'm going to show you how you can create your own skill. So that way, you don't have to worry about those malicious code injections into other people's skills, right? So, and then you can create many different use cases for your own skill to install it to your ClaudeCode, as well as Gemini CLI and Codex. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you very much for watching.